What's up, gangsters? Today I'm gonna show you how I made this Ginseng pink noise type beat sampling Ninajirachi. Let's go. So, if you don't know, Ninajirachi is this Australian producer, EDM producer that really started popping last year with the release of her album I Love My Computer. And that includes the song that I sampled here, iPod Touch. It's a banger. If you don't know her, go check it out for sure. The main inspiration for this beat was probably like Internet by Pretty Fun. I went for that type of vibe. So before I start with the breakdown, let me real quick show you this, because this is not like what I showed you is not what actually is playing. I mean, it is, but I consolidated it and pitched it down one semitone for the final version. But let me just delete that so we can go over the instruments separately and bring back all the mixers. So I started off obviously with the sample, which I pitched up and sped up the tempo to get it into like a trap range. And I extracted the stems. For the intro part here, this. I took out the drums, and then for this other section of the sample I use, I took out everything except the vocals. I also used the sample here, where I chopped it up with Fruity Slicer, I think. Yeah. And yeah, here I'm having some heavy effects on it. So I'm pitching it down, but I got the mix down, so that's just to give it. I lowered the mix, so it's just to give it some texture. Got some OTT and some effect rigs, making it like doing all that wobbly stuff. I got some grain and some level. I don't even know. This is an older beat. I don't exactly remember how I did that, but so those are all the parts of the sample that are included throughout the beat. And so, as you can see, especially in this second and third section, these are very noisy parts, and that's kind of what we're going for. We want like you want to be like all over the place, you know? Like Ginseng's beats are very, what would the word be? Like immaterial. Like you don't want one solid melody that's easy to follow. You want like 1,000 different things going on. You want to be all over the place. So that's kind of what we're going for here. Like there is like a vocal lead, but it's subtle, and there's also lots of different noises. I think that's from the bass bleeding into the AI extraction, I don't know, and here with the effects, obviously. And so that's kind of an idea that we're going to continue to build on with the rest of the instruments. So let's start with the chords. First I got this here, serum patch. As you can see, it's got the basic chords I'm trying to follow, but also a little bit of a top line, just to add, again, more instruments, more sounds, more little ear candies going on. And of course you can also hear there's some heavy shaper box going on, a default preset, I think. Yeah, just doing some heavy lifting there to make the sound more interesting and more modulated. Here's another layer from the chords. This one is from Zebra. This one's simpler. It's just basically a saw, but again, it's got a different little top line, just again to add more ear candy. And I got this other layer from Vital. Little art. And this other layer from Vital. This is the preset that was used for Overseas by Ken Carson. This one's really modulated, so again it adds some nice texture in here so they all sound together. For even more layers, I added this little ARP here. Again, Shaper Box doing some heavy lifting to add more modulation to the sound, make it more interesting. And this other ARP too. And that's basically almost the whole like bass part of the beat. There's just this last lead here. That kind of sits in the background. And that's the bass layer of instruments where all the rest of the beat sits on. So as you can see, it's like already very noisy, very complex, which is kind of what we're going for with this Ginseng type beats. And then for the like main melody that's leading each section, I just switch out different variations of the sample. So for example, here in the beginning, I got this one. Then I move on to this one. And then for a B section here in the chorus, I also stack this lead on top of that version of the sample. And coming back to the verse, I just don't have any of the sample in it. The drums are nothing too crazy. I'm using Ginseng's drum kit. The snare is pretty loud because I was inspired by Internet. Internet's got a really loud accent snare. It goes. Yeah, for the 808, I cut out some mids. It was taking up a lot of space, and it still takes up a decent amount of space. It's a little less. Hi-hats just a simple one step with some gaps. Some open hats, a little effect in the beginning. That's that. So yeah. Oh, and I got this snare roll. I think I got this from the Amethyst kit. Only thing I did to it probably is, yeah, I always do this with my snare rolls. I add an auto-tune. Snares are mostly formants, but sometimes they have like a surprising amount of like actual note in them that comes out, especially when you do a roll. And so I think an auto-tune always helps snare rolls sound way better in context. So yeah, did that. And that's that. That's the whole beat. So yeah, thank you for tapping in, and see you soon, I hope, because I'm trying to post more. Love ya.